Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, breaking news, channel 44. And this is just a mixtape. Somebody left a comment. They say these videos really motivate me to stay down until I come up. We're going to talk about that. When I go to trade school, have no criminal record. Shout out to the No Criminal Record gang. Pump up the volume in Chicago, Chi-Town, stand up. So I just prayed, trusting God. And he was like, I'm glad I didn't go to college for 4 years or sold my soul. Let me tell you guys something about the educational system. In America, unless you homeschool your kids, you're forced to go through the educational system. And when you go through the educational system, it promotes competition. The educational system, it destroys the spirits of the righteous. You have A students, B students, C students, D students, and E students. Before you graduate, it's all about the SAT. It's all about placing a score. It's competition. Capitalism breeds competition. This is why people do down low, dirty things to get to where they're at, because they're in competition. You don't know who they're in competition with, but trust me, people are in competition. So when it comes to going to college, let's talk about that. You have different types of people that go to college. Me personally, I believe college is social credit for the rich. In America, other places, education, shout out to South Africa, college is free. And it should be in America, but in America, AKA capitalism, our society thrives off of taxing everybody. You get taxed here in America. So the people behind the scenes, they make trillions of dollars by taxing everybody. So you got to think about it. What two things do they promote the most in society? No, what three things do they promote the most in society? They promote college. They promote real estate. Oh, hurry up and buy all the land because they'll never run out of land. And they also promote marriage, which behind the scenes, if you divorce, they're waiting to take everything you have and you go from a mansion to a studio apartment. But you got to stop and think, why do they push these three things on purpose? Because they gatekeep these three things. When it comes to jobs, they can teach you how to be a doctor without having to pay money. They could teach you if they really were in need for doctors and they wanted to teach people, just like education is free in South Africa and other places like in Europe, uni is free. At the end of the day, it should be free in America as well, because if high school is free, why do we have to pay for college? Elementary school was free, middle school was free, high school was free, but then all of a sudden you got to pay for college. And then they hit you with the term to brainwash people and they call it higher education. Listen, when it's all said and done, if you want a job that the gatekeepers stand at the gates and control, that's what college is for. If you're not trying to be in the medical field, if you're not trying to be a doctor, if you're not trying to be a lawyer, at the end of the day, you got to stop and think, the return on investment, the ROI for college. See, a lot of people, especially out of state, they pay over $200,000 for 4 years. You have to stop and think, if you're not on hardcore drugs, why would you pay $200,000 for something that's not a guaranteed flip? College is not a guaranteed flip. They're pimping you. And I got to do another video, but Marshawn Lynch, they was telling him about Greek life and the fraternities. And Marshawn Lynch said, it sounds like pimping to me. And they hurry up and switch the topic. But it is. That's what college is in America. It's about pimping you into believing that you are getting a higher education. But when it's all said and done, this higher education doesn't guarantee you anything. So people are paying over $200K for false hope and false promise. I mean, this is 304 behavior to the fullest. So this is why fraternities come in handy. for people that want a guaranteed promise, because everybody that goes to college, they're going to hand out a lot of paper, just like they print a lot of paper, which is the money. They hand out a lot of paper, which are degrees. And degrees are worthless. Like I said, I got to do a separate video. They just gave Bootsy a doctorate degree. Bootsy was just in jail. Bootsy never attended class, and they just printed him a degree. They can print anybody a degree if they want to print a degree. They are the gatekeepers of these particular industries. They just don't gatekeep entertainment. They just don't gatekeep Universal Records. They gatekeep the medical field. As much as you may be a good nurse, you'll never be a certified nurse. You'll never be an RN unless you go through their program. So you guys have to think, when it comes to college, and especially in the melanated community, because see, shout out to all the Latinos. You will never hear a Latino woman going online talking about how come Mexican men don't go to school. They're not going to do that. You will never see a woman from Guatemala going online embarrassing her men, saying how come Guatemala men don't go to school. You'll never see that. But you know where you'll see that? You'll see that in the melanated community in America. Because when it's all said and done, the women, they are racking up a lot of debt, and they are the voice of the community. Because a lot of men, they are suckers for thick thighs and big G-Wagons that look like a behind. So at the end of the day, they're suckers to the woman, so they let the woman speak and the woman rule, and the woman, they force men to go to college. But the thinking men that are melanated, we're gonna realize that we don't wanna go to college because we're tired of making the 1% even more the 1%. And the 1%, you gotta think, there are over probably, according to Google, there are close to 6,000 colleges in America. So you got 6,000 colleges in America, and you got thousands of students, and 80% of these people are out of state, and they're all paying $200K buying school paraphernalia. The 1% when it comes to college, they're racking up billions. But then people walk around high and mighty. Oh, I went to Purdue University, and they're only racking up 70,000 and they're 200K in a hole. So in the melanated community, the scam is a lot of women, they want men to come and rescue them from their debt. I'm telling men to stand down. If these women want to rack up 3, 4, 10 degrees, let them rack it up. And if they're in debt and if they're stressing, this is why a lot of women got to sell cat, because they owe Sally Mae and they owe, student loans. They're 200 in the hole. So by the time they buy the Benz 300, they need help. And they want you to come and rescue them from their dumb decision. College is for the rich. In America, we have high schools. A lot of people don't think about this because they don't care to see life outside of their bubble. But we have high schools in America where the tuition is $50,000, $40,000. So those kids, when they go to school and the tuition is $40,000 a year, they don't care. They were paying that from high school. So college to the rich, it's like a gang. Rep your gang. Oklahoma University, class of 03. Harvard, class of 02. Princeton, class of 81. It's a gang. America is based off of gangs. Whether it's an Italian gang, better yet, America is based off of mobs. So a college is your mob. And I'm gonna say this again, dash your mob. You rep your mob. When you catch flights, you wear the paraphernalia of your mob. That's your gang. If you're from Michigan, like when you land in Michigan, all you're gonna see is Michigan State sweatshirts and Michigan sweatshirts. Everybody's repping. Same thing, you go down south to Atlanta, you're gonna see nothing but Auburn paraphernalia, and they're gonna be in the airport literally screaming out, War Eagles. Like, it's a gang, bro. I'm telling you how it is. At the airport, you mean to tell me you see other people with Auburn paraphernalia and you guys are rolling up in the airport talking about War Eagle, War Eagle. It's a gang. America was established off of gangs. It doesn't matter if it's a clan. It was established off of gangs. So college is social credit for the rich. When you're not born into money and you go to college, It's what you make of it. You can have a degree, you can make something of it, or you can have a degree and end up doing DoorDash, just like the guy without a degree. It happens. You know, when it's all said and done, college, it's a way to be validated by strangers. It's social credit. That's all it is. It's about status. If you say I went to this school, it's a status, but you're $200K in debt. To me, I don't play with debt. That's why my whole entire life, whatever it is, we paid cash money. When we went to the penthouse, cash money. I didn't rack up a debt for anything. A lot of people, just to land a job to make 40 to 50, they will go 200K in a hole, but they will feel proud to be at Starbucks and say, yeah, I have my master's, but you didn't master debt. You're failing at debt, 101. But they will say they have their master's or doctorates, but at the end of the day, who is it for? Is it for their family? Because when it's all said and done, if you're 200K in debt and you're not making 200K, and a lot of people don't make 200K in America, and just say you live in the South, and the most these jobs are paying is about 80K, and you have 200K, and you have 3 kids, you're going to be paying on student loans until you die. So to all you guys out there, do not listen to women when they talk about why men don't go to college. As men, we are the standard bearers. We set the tone. When it's all said and done, the war is between men, and we don't fight between flesh and blood. But in this matrix, you have men that try to control and gatekeep everything, and that's who we keep the eyes on. We don't worry about what women are saying, because when you try to impress women and you selling bricks or keys, at the end of the day, when you go to jail, a woman can't save you. So it's very important to understand, never try to fit into this world. See, God already told you, even though you're of this world, don't be of this world. Even though you live here, don't be of here. At the end of the day, all you need to know is how to pay your bills on time without getting evicted. Know how to budget. You don't need a college degree. After high school, you're good to go. And I'm going to say this again. After high school, when they free you to leave and you're free and your mom's not going to get arrested or your dad's not going to get arrested because you didn't show up to school, because parents could get arrested. So you got to think about it. Unless you're trying to become a doctor and give people the 1-2-1-2. Everybody in the medical field did everybody dirty. They failed society. 5 years ago, they told everybody, here, ping, ping. Gave them a little sticker, you'll be okay. Now you got a foreign substance in your body. So when you see people acting all crazy, they literally have a Porsche and an Audi inside of their bodies. They have foreign substance inside of their bodies. So for everybody that's like, I'm a flex, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, they're controlled. College is for the controlled. They want to see who can we control, who are the next people, who are the next puppets of tomorrow. College does not produce leaders, it produces puppets. You know, and I'm just going to be real. So for you to go to trade school, at the end of the day, guess what? You're going to handle your bill, handle your debt, knock it out early, and you will have a skill for life. I don't care what anybody says. Shout out to all the truck drivers out there. If you guys do not work, grocery stores shut down. But you got truck drivers, they don't want to be truck drivers because they feel like they don't fit into society. Listen, don't believe the hype. How you pay your bills is how you pay your bills. If she doesn't like you with $5, she's not going to like you with $5 million. Look at DDG. And I'm going to say this again. If she doesn't like you with $5, she's not going to like you with $5 million. A lot of men, they care about getting college degrees so they can impress women. It's a flex to tell a woman, yeah, I graduated from college. But at the end of the day, you're 200K in debt. This is why a lot of people get involved in scamming. They get involved in illegal activity because they're trying to keep up. But how can you keep up when you owe 200K? And I know some people are probably thinking about in-state students. Well, at the end of the day, the majority of people that go to college, they want the experience, so they go out of state. And I know people right now in their 40s, in their 50s, they're only clearing 80K, and they went to school out of. And yeah, so you could be in your, because you got to think about it. A lot of jobs are not, unless you get a high government clearance, unless you get a DC job, don't believe what you see in Atlanta. A lot of people don't make 100K in America. A lot of people do not make 200K in America. They don't make 300K. Some people have 300K in student loan debt. Don't believe the hype. Don't follow the crowd. As real men, we got to stop making the 1% even richer. And the best way that we can is don't enter their gatekeeping institutions. That's all the paper is for. Your degree is to get you in the gate. That's all it's about. It's to get you in a job that the gatekeepers control. And then when you develop 200K and you go to your job and you realize, wow, I really don't like my job, you can't leave because you owe 200K. It's a system. College is modern day slavery. You know, and it's probably some people that may look successful, but when it's all said and done, they're probably drowning in credit card debt. Don't believe the hype. When it's all said and done, map it out, trap it out, get a trade, stand 10 toes down. And when it's all said and done, owe no man nothing but love. And I'm gonna say this one more time. Owe no man nothing but love. Let it breathe. And I'm gonna probably make a part 2 as far as don't take out a business loan unless you can recoup it, because we still got the video dropping on a turkey leg hut, but a lot of people take out business loans and they don't have a plan to recoup the money. So I'm gonna make a separate video on that. But to all you guys out there, don't worry about if you didn't go to college or not. At the end of the day, your lifestyle depends on how many kids you want, where you want to raise your kids. All it is you need to think about. And then when you start to think, if I want 5 kids, I'm here to tell you, college is not gonna cut it. Shout out to my man from Saudi Arabia. You feel me? I ain't gonna call his real name because he's real, but he has 7 sisters. But he's born into oil money. So his dad is not worried and he's not worried about a thing. But for his dad, he could afford 8 kids and a wife and himself. So I think as men, we need to really map it out and trap it out. How many kids do we want? Where do we want to raise our kids? And all of these questions, you know, it makes a difference. But a lot of men, they don't live for themselves. They live for others and they live to fit into society. So everybody just want to say, oh, I'm an engineer. I do IT. Yeah, you guys do all of this. You pay all of this money. But when it's all said and done, you don't break even. So you're going to die with a piece of paper and you're going to leave your family with $100K in debt because you never finish off. And the thing with student loans is if you don't pay them, they garnish your wage. Bro, when it's all said and done, pimping is real. Don't be a 304. Let it breathe.